time. And then mute. Okay, all right. So we'll join up on our mat and we'll start seated because I think that's where everybody is. So we'll start seated, cross-legged. And I left the door open, so hopefully we'll have some hens come and join us. And we're going to sit in a comfortable seat, whatever that is for you. You can close your eyes or take a soft gaze. We'll take some big breaths and we'll do the open mouth exhale. So we'll breathe in through the nose and a heavy sigh, open mouth. Let's do 2 more. And last one. All right. Now, sitting up tall, we're going to rest the shoulder blades down our back. Find a neutral spine. So if your pelvis is tipped forward, see if you can draw it back a little bit. It might mean that you have to engage the core. So kind of even drawing the belly button in towards the spine. You can close your eyes or take a soft gaze. And just check in. Notice what you're bringing to the mat this afternoon. And then allow yourself the permission to be okay with whatever you're bringing. If you want to set an intention or say an affirmation for this practice, you can do that now. And then we're going to place our right hand on the floor. We're going to bring the left arm up and over for a side bend. So we're lengthening through the left hip crease all the way to the left fingertips. We're going to take a couple breaths here. The arm could be stick straight or you could have it bent, you know, kind of whatever works. On your next inhale, you come back up, place your left palm down on the floor. The right arm can come up and over. Kind of rooting down through the right side seat bone. And we'll take just another breath or two here. And then we'll come all the way back up. We'll inhale, sweep both arms up. And then we're going to exhale and twist to the right. I'm going to hold here for a couple breaths. We'll inhale, come back to center. Reach up tall through the spine, and then exhale, twist to the left, and we'll hold here on this side for a couple breaths. Inhale back through center. And then exhale, place the hands on your lap. If your legs are crossed, you're going to uncross and recross. So they're a little faster. Now we're going to place our right hand on the floor. Inhale the left arm up and over. Ooh, things just cracked up into my spine. Place the left hand down, right arm up and over. Good, and then lower down. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the left. So I just had a chicken come in and now she's on my countertop in here in my she shed. So inhale, back to center. And last time she came in, she went behind my TV and tried to lay an egg. But right now she's just like, they're kind of like a cat. They're like, they want to knock everything down. Place your hands in front of you, come up into a tabletop position. Take as much movement as you need to get there comfortably. Placing we're on our hands and knees here, having our wrists directly below the shoulders. And we're gonna just do some cat and cow movements here. Yeah, I think she's going back behind my TV to try to lay an egg. And then if you need to hold any position, because it feels good, go ahead and do that. So maybe you stay up here in the cat position. You can rock side to side. Maybe you're down in more of a neutral position. You can rock side to side. You can take some curves here and look over each shoulder. And we can even start to circle over the wrists. So your hips come back towards your heels. Maybe all your knees and wrists start popping. And then switch directions. And then we'll come back to center. And so anytime your wrists get sore, or maybe, you know, the stuff that we do on the wrist becomes a little too much, you can always, always, always drop down to the forearms. I hope you guys can see that. Oh, you can't see that. She's on top of my flat screen TV right now. Okay, so we're going to extend the right leg back, tuck the toes under, and we're pressing back through the heel. So this is a calf stretch. Kind of worked myself off the mat. We're pressing back into that right heel, stretching out the calf, hamstrings a little bit. Now, if you want to start to engage the core a little bit more, maybe lift that left knee off the floor. You can even pulse it. Kind of lifting and lowering. And breathing, that's the hard part. And then lower it down. Bring the right knee up, send the left leg back, toes tucked under, pressing back into that left heel. And again, you can be on your forearms. You want to add a little bit of core engagement, you lift the right knee this time and pulse it here. And then driving that left heel back. Kind of hard to remember to keep it pressed back. So you lower that down. Bring both knees together back in your tabletop. We're going to inhale the left arm up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to exhale. Bring the left hand between the knees and the right hand, tipping that left shoulder down towards the floor. And then inhale, bring it right back up towards the ceiling. Exhale. Thread the needle. Press that left shoulder down. Inhale, bring the left hand up towards the ceiling. Last time, bring it down. Hold it down. Your right arm can come forward. So it's kind of elongating that right side of the body. You can bring your right arm over your back. You can press down into your right fingertips, kind of rolling that right shoulder open towards the ceiling. So your choice. Come back to the breath. So we'll press down into that right hand, lift the left arm. So we'll bring it back up to the ceiling one last time, reach up, say hi, and then place it back down on the floor. So we'll do the same thing on the other side. We're gonna inhale the right arm up, exhale, thread the needle, bring that right shoulder to the floor, tap it down, inhale, bring it back up. Arm up towards the ceiling, exhale, bring it through, tap it down, inhale it up. And then this time we're gonna exhale, bring it down, right shoulder to the floor, taking your twist here on the side. So your left hand can be overhead. It can be pressing into the floor. You can bring it over your back. And then we're moving back to the breath. And place that left hand down, press down to the left hand, bring the right hand back up towards the ceiling and back down. We can tuck the toes now, press the hips up and back for your first down dog. So you can have your knees really bent. You're pressing down with the webbing, basically, or the L shape that your thumb and forefinger make on each side. So if you look up at your hands, the outside of your hand isn't white from pressing down. We're pressing into the inside of the hand. Okay, we're gonna take our gaze towards our hands. We can walk our hands back to our feet or our feet to our hands. We're gonna come all the way up to stand. Good, I think I've gone off camera. So inhale, both arms up. Exhale, take a side bend to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, center. Exhale here. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower the heels, and we're going to start to forward fold. So bend your knees as much as you need to. We want to have your belly and your chest supported by your thighs. Eventually, you can start to straighten your legs, but when we're starting out, go with the bent knee. Okay, inhale, halfway lift, so flat back. The knees can be bent, the back is very straight. Exhale, fold. Pressing down into the feet, we're going to inhale all the way back up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend to the left, side bend. Maybe you go a little deeper than the first time. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale here. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Kind of nice in the she shed. I'm so tall in here, I can grab things. Exhale, lower the heels and fold. Bend your knees as much as you need. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. We're going to place our fingertips on the floor and we're going to take a big step back with the right foot. We're going to inhale up part way, so reaching directly out in front of you. And then exhale, fold, plant the hands. Inhale, reach out in front again. We're going to do this 2 more times. Reach out in front, exhale, fold. 1 more time. Inhale, reach up, reach out in front. Exhale, fold. And then we're going to inhale all the way up. Balance is tricky. Come all the way up to our crescent lunge. The right leg is strong. I heard one teacher refer to it as if you're holding up your favorite kid behind you. You're leaning against your back leg. So you don't want to lose them by bending that leg. You want to hold them up. Take an inhale here. Exhale, plant the hands. Step that right foot up to meet the left. Inhale all the way back up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Try to remember to come back to your mountain pose with the feet pressing down into the floor and your belt buckle lifted here. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, center. Side bend right. Inhale back to center. Exhale here. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower the heels and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step that left foot back. We're gonna inhale 3 times. We're gonna come up halfway, reaching out in front. Exhale, fold, plant the hands again. Inhale, lift, reach out in front. Exhale, fold. Last time, reaching out in front. Exhale, fold. And then inhale, both arms come all the way up to our crescent lunge on this side. And we're gonna hold for a breath or two. That left leg is very strong. Right knee is bent. Oop. So inhale here. Exhale, place the fingertips on the floor. Step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale all the way back up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, side bend, left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale back to the center. Exhale here. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower the heels, fold forward. Like if you could fold backwards, right? Ha. Inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're gonna place our fingertips on the floor again, and we're gonna take a big step back with the left foot. Okay, we'll place the left hand on the floor, the right hand to the lower thigh. We're gonna start to open up through the chest here. We're facing to the right with our chest. Right shoulder is rolling open. Maybe even roll the right arm up towards the ceiling. And take a couple breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, untwist. Step that left foot up to meet the right. Come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale back to center. Side bend right. Inhale back to center. We'll exhale here. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, lower the heels and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. So plant the fingertips again. This time here, we're gonna take a step back with the right foot. Right hand will be on the floor, left hand to the lower thigh. And we're gonna roll that left shoulder open towards the left side of the room. If you want, even releasing the thigh, lifting your left hand towards the ceiling. And breathing. Oh, that thing. We'll untwist. Step that right foot up to meet the left. Inhale all the way back up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now standing here in our mountain pose, close our eyes for a moment. Take a little inventory. Notice how you feel. Heart beating a little bit faster than it was when we started. Oh, my chicken is eating a dead moth on my yoga mat. Yum. Okay, so we are going to inhale the arms up. And we're going to exhale, take a bend knee and fold forward. Now place the hands on the mat. We're going to take a big step back with the left foot and lower the left knee down. We're going to take our right hand to our right thigh, and we're going to peel open here, our right shoulder up towards the ceiling again. So we're getting a little bit into that left hip flexor here. We're twisting through the lower back. If you want to bring your gaze up towards the ceiling, that'll also keep the twist going up into the cervical spine. Oh. We'll untwist. We're going to rock the hips back and pick the right foot off the floor. Well, if the heel is still down, but the toes and stuff are pointed up now. If you have blocks, it might be handy to place underneath each hand to elevate a little bit. We're getting a big stretch probably through the right hamstrings here behind the knee. And then we'll come forward here again, bending into that right knee. We'll tuck the left toes under. So bringing your gaze forward, we're lengthening through the spine. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring the right or the left leg forward. Now bounce it forward. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, arms up. Maybe even take a tiny back bend here. Exhale, fold. We're going to place the fingertips on the floor. We'll take a big step back with the right leg this time. Lower the right knee down. Right knee is down. So we're going to take our left hand, place it on our left thigh or knee, and we're going to start to peel the left shoulder open towards the ceiling. Maybe your gaze is up towards the ceiling. We're working in that right hip flexor now. Yes, chickens are way more destructive than cats. Although cats look much more smug about it when they destroy something, and chickens just look like they have no clue. A cat will look you in the eye and just knock stuff off your countertop. Where a chicken just kind of goes, oh, who, me? I did that? Oh my God. Untwist, and we're going to start to rock the hips back. Left leg is extended now, and the left foot is flexed. If it's comfortable for you, you can fold forward over that left leg. Again, blocks are really handy here so that you can be more upright. I guess I could use the wall. So whatever variation works better. This one coming up a little bit, at least for me, less pressure on the lower back, less strain. But a little bit of stretch might feel good, so you kind of have to play around. We'll bend back into that left foot. Lengthening through the spine, we'll come up onto the right toes, getting really tall through the spine. We're going to inhale here. Exhale, step the right foot forward to meet the left. And inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And we'll bring our hands to the heart. If you had to chuck a chicken across the room, then maybe your hands were somewhere else, but bringing your hands to the heart. Again, we're checking in. I think we do everything so fast. I know I do, where I'm not thinking about how I feel at all from one thing to the next. It's just one blur. So taking a moment here and there to check in, I think is beneficial. We're going to take a step back with the left leg. So my right leg is bent. My left leg is basically perpendicular to my front or parallel with the back side of my mat. Ideally, my heel would be a little bit farther back than the toes. Right knee is bent. And we'll start to float the arms for warrior two. So warrior two, we have our shoulders down. So if you can see in the camera, maybe you can notice what your shoulders are doing, or you have a mirror handy. Had a lot of benefit to having mirrors where you practice, because you can kind of start to associate what something looks like with how it feels. We're going to hold here for another breath or two. We're pulling the heels towards each other, creating some engagement in the legs. And then we're going to inhale the right leg straightens, both arms come up overhead. Exhale, bend into that right knee again. Hands come back to your warrior two position. So watch where your knee is tracking, that it's not coming to the inside. Inhale up, arms up, right knee straight. Exhale, bend into that right knee again. We're going to inhale here, so right where we are, and then exhale, place the right forearm to the right thigh. Inhale the left arm up and overhead. It could be straight overhead, or you can take an extended side angle and rotate so it's pointed kind of to the right side of the room. Possibly get a little turned around. So even though we're leaning on that front thigh, see if you can even lift up. So you're taking some of the weight out of that right thigh. Maybe even release the right arm. Big inhale here. This is probably a lot harder, huh? So we're gonna inhale, back up to our warrior two. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Bring our hands back to the heart. Take a breath. Inhale, bring that right knee bent again. Exhale here. Inhale, flip the right hand palm up. Bring the right arm all the way up overhead. The left hand can come down the thigh or behind the back. Lengthening from the hip crease on the right side to the right fingertips. Maybe even leaning a little bit back if that's comfortable. But keeping strong in the core. So even if we're Gumby, we're not just bending in half. We're still using strength. Inhale, back to our neutral position here, our warrior two. And we're going to step the left foot up to meet the right. Check in. Notice the difference between the right and left side. I'm going to face the other way. We'll inhale here. Exhale, step the right foot back. So now the left knee is bent, the right leg is straight. The right foot, the outside edge of the right foot is more or less parallel with the back of your mat. Maybe have your heel a little bit further away. Right, left knee is bent. Float the arms for your warrior two. Bring the shoulder blades towards each other a little bit. Kind of your proud warrior here. Maybe bend into that front knee a little bit more. That left knee. So we'll inhale here and exhale. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, bend into that left knee. Inhale, straighten the left leg. And then exhale, back to your warrior two. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, straighten the left leg, arms up. Exhale, bend into that left knee. Inhale here. Exhale, take the left forearm to the left thigh. Right arm can come all the way up towards the ceiling or rotate to face, palm facing down, overhead. And again, you're lifting up through that left side. So we're not collapsing. We're not kind of dangling our heads. We're still, our head is an extension of our spine. It's coming straight up out of the spine. We're not dropping it. Maybe even release the left arm. I think I said left arm on the other side too, but it would have been the right. Anyway, both arms are in the air, like you just don't care. And then we'll pivot all the way up to our warrior two. We'll straighten the right leg, take a little breather here. Left leg, sorry. Your right leg should already be straight. We'll bend into that left knee once more. We'll bring the right hand behind the back. Left arm comes up and over. Taking a tiny back bend here if that's comfortable. Again, looking for the strength in the pose, not just collapsing on the joints. There's one girl in my teacher training that I've been with that is very, 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 very flexible, but not super strong. So you want both. And come back to your warrior two. We're gonna step the left foot up, or right foot up to meet the left. Come back into your mountain pose. Take a few breaths here. Stop and get a drink if you need one. I was worried my chicken was gonna get into my coffee. How many people can worry about that? Not sure if that's a first world problem or what that is. Farmer world problem, rural. Okay, we'll sweep both arms up here. And we're going to take a step to the left. We'll bend the left leg and take the right leg straight. So both feet are pointed to the side of the mat. Get a stretch here on that right inner thigh. So your hands can be resting on your left thigh or reach your hands up towards the ceiling. This is going to create some core engagement as well. Our right knee, you can bring your hands to your right thigh or leave your arms up in the air. Taking a couple breaths here. And then we'll shift back to the left. Come as low as you can and then shift back to the right. Just gonna go back and forth a couple times. Go as deep as you can. And then come all the way up. Take a bit of a wider stance if you want. Bring your hands to your hips and forward fold. So you can bring your feet as wide as you want. Maybe you can bring your palms to the floor. Maybe bring your hands to your thighs or your calves or your ankles or even your big toes. Take a couple more breaths here. We'll come up halfway, place the left hand beneath your face. The right hand can come to your sacrum, and we're gonna roll the right shoulder open. So the hand on the sacrum keeps your hips square. So if your hips, when you roll your right shoulder open, if your hips jut to the right, see if you can push them back into the center. That might mean that you kind of have to engage the right thigh a little bit more. And then we'll untwist. Right hand goes beneath the face, left hand comes to the sacrum. Again, so check that your left hip doesn't jut to the left when you open your left shoulder. You can twist a lot further if your hips are jutted out to one side. I used to think, oh, look at how flexible I am. Yeah, I was doing it wrong. And then untwist. We're going to heel toe in all the way into we get our legs side by side here. And then bend the knees enough that where you can reach your arms behind your legs. Take just a couple breaths here. As you want to, if you want, you can start to straighten the legs slightly while holding on behind the legs. And you can go back and forth between straightening and bending. And then using your hands, start to press yourself back up to a standing position. Back into your mountain pose, raise that belt buckle. I'll take just a couple breaths here. Time to get a drink or fix your hair. While checking in with the breath. We're gonna inhale both arms up. Last side bend to the left. As deep as you can go. Inhale back to center. Side bend right. Inhale back to center. Exhale here. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. And so what we're going to do is a little different now. We're going to exhale and we're going to leave the heels lifted as we start to come down into a chair pose. So it's a little balance challenge here. Heels are lifted. You're up on the balls of the feet as you come into your chair pose. Taking just a couple breaths here. And then exhale, fold and lower the heels. Place your fingertips on the floor, and we're going to take a big step back with the right foot, then the left, and we're here in a plank. Hold here for a breath. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, lower the knees if you want. Lower all the way down to your belly. Okay, we're gonna bring our hands behind our back. If you can interlace the fingers, great. If not, just have them facing your toes. And we're gonna inhale, lift the chest up off the floor, kind of baby cobra-like, but using your back muscles, not pressing into the floor with your hands. And exhale, lower, and turn your head to one side. Come back to center, lift up a little bit higher. So right now I have my toes on the floor. You don't have to. If you want to lift, you can, and we'll eventually all lift. We're gonna lift our chest as high as we can, bring the shoulder blades towards each other. Lift maybe a little bit higher, and then exhale, lower all the way down. Turn your head to the other side if you want. Come back to center. Start to lift the forehead, the chest off the floor. Lift the arms, the legs. Lift up as high as you can. Big inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. You can use your hands as a pillow here. Turn your head to one side and rock the hips side to side. Okay, we're gonna bring the left knee up towards the left side here. We're gonna walk the upper body over to the left so that your left elbow comes towards your left knee. The right side of your body lengthens. Walk your upper body back to the center. Bring your left leg back. Bring the right knee up alongside the body over to the right. Walk your upper body over to the right. So your right knee comes towards your right elbow. Left side of the body is long. And then bring upper body back to center. Bring the right leg back. Using your hands right underneath your shoulders. You're going to keep your elbows in at your side. You're going to push back to child's pose. I'm going to bring our gaze up to our hands. We'll walk our hands over to the right and lower down. Inhale, look at the hands. Walk the hands over to the left and lower down. And then walk your hands back to the center. Come up into your tabletop, and we're going to sit back down on our seats here. So we're going to bend the left leg so that your left heel comes towards your right seat bone. We're going to cross the right leg over, sitting up tall. You can hook your left elbow around your right knee, keeping your spine long. I think this is called half Lord of the Fishes. I don't know what a full Lord of the Fishes would look like. So if you're wondering, my right ankle is right next to my left knee. My right knee is hooked with my left elbow, and I'm turning to face my right hip, basically. And I don't know about everybody, but my weight is kind of shifted to the left seat bone. So just a couple more breaths here on this side. and then we'll untwist. You can lengthen the legs down long, kind of bounce them. And then we're going to bend the right leg so that your right heel comes towards your left glute. The left leg will cross over. So your left ankle is right next to your right knee. Once I start twisting, I get even worse with directions. So we sit up really tall, lengthen through the spine, and then you can hook your right elbow around your left knee. Saying right and left through class, I get this deja vu feeling all the time, and I'm like, wait, did I just say the same exact cues for the other side? Like the left and right, all the same? Like, oh gosh. So we're always lengthening through the spine, twisting deeper as we exhale, if that's available to you. Just a couple more breaths here. And we'll untwist. Again, we'll bring the legs out long in front of us. You can kind of sit back on your hands and bounce the knees. We'll bend the knees, lay all the way back. Now, if you have a block or a book or a bolster handy, now is a good time to grab it out. We're going to do a supported bridge. So you're going to lift the hips, pressing down into the feet, and you can place your block right at your sacrum. So I think of it as kind of just like an inch below the waistband of my pants. Now, if you're wearing the high-rise belly button height pants, you know, there might be a little extra inch or two there. So pick a height that works for you. The highest height of the block is too much for most people that I've seen. I saw one tiny little short girl do it, and I was like, how is that comfortable? You can place your hands on your abdomen or on the floor. You can walk your shoulder blades towards each other and roll the palms facing up. Taking a few breaths here. Actually, you can hang out in this pose for as long as you'd like. If you'd want to put your feet up towards the ceiling, you can do that. After a few moments, do legs up a wall. If you want to put your legs up, you can. If you haven't already, I can't see any legs, so I'm not sure what you guys have been doing. This is a good spot to do ankle rolls. Our poor feet, they don't get much of a break. And pretty incredible. You would think that they would complain more for all the things that we do to them. You can point and flex. You can hollow the arches here. So you kind of scrunch your toes in and then spread the toes wide. Take just a couple more breaths here with our legs up. And then I like to bring one leg down at a time, kind of bend one knee, place the toes down, then bend the other, place the toes down, lift the hips up and remove the block. You can hug the knees in towards the chest, rocking side to side. You can circle the knees. Let's change the direction of your circle. And then you can place each foot on the floor and then lengthen the legs long. You can take any kind of final relaxation pose that is comfortable to you. So maybe you have a bolster behind the knees or you prop up the feet. You can be covered up or you can be uncovered. Just try to get into a position that is the most comfortable that you possibly can for being on your living room floor or wherever you are. You can scan the body looking for areas of tension or places that you're holding. I'm usually tightening one glute or one thigh. One side of the body tends to stay tight. So if you can find those areas and just tell that body part just to chill for a moment. It's not needed right now. See if you can soften the jaw. Let your whole body become heavy. I'm going to start to notice the breath. I'm going to start to send the breath as we inhale, send the breath all the way down to our feet. Imagine the whole body filling up with air as we inhale, all the way down to our feet, our hands, up into our head. On the exhale, everything just softens. We'll start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Gently rock the head from side to side. And you can start to bend the knees, bringing the feet to the floor as we bring our hips to one side. so that we can roll over to that side, to the other side here. So our hips go to the left maybe, and our knees fall to the right. So we're kind of in a side laying position here. Using our hands, we'll press into the floor, bring ourselves up to a seated position. Keeping our eyes closed, allowing ourselves still this time to move through the practice slowly. Take a moment to call that affirmation or intention that you said at the beginning of class. Call that back into your mind. And we'll take a moment to thank ourselves for being here and practicing together this afternoon. That truly is the hardest part, especially when we're home. There's so many other things that we can do. It's easy to become distracted. We'll bring our hands to our heart. May we all feel loved. May we all feel grateful. May we all feel connected. And may we have the strength and courage to overcome all the obstacles before us. From my heart to your heart, peace and namaste. Thank you. I'm going to stop recording and unmute everybody.